Once your shower surround has been waterproofed and the tub is protected, you are ready to set your tile. Remember that installing the shower surround in a completely tiled bathroom is just one part of a three-part installation. Each part of the installation affects the next part. When installing the tile in your shower surround, planning and layout are important. For example, you want the joint lines in the shower tile to line up with the joint lines in the wainscot wall. Thinking about symmetry in the tile placement and layout will add harmony to the appearance of your new bathroom tiles. To determine where the cut tiles will be located in your installation, you will first establish the size of the area to be tiled and a module size. Begin by measuring the width and height of the back and side walls of your shower surround. The module size is the width of one tile plus the width of one grout joint. Let's use the back wall of this shower surround to illustrate a tile layout. Take the horizontal dimension of the wall and divide it by the module size, which will give you the number of tiles that will be horizontally set on the wall. The remainder number represents the size of the cut tile. Remember to subtract 1/4 inch for each end to facilitate installation placement of the tile. Measure the longest dimension of the back wall and lay a row of tiles just longer than that on a flat surface with a joint measured between each tile. You can lay your tape measure over this row of tiles and measure the width of the shower back wall. It is best to position the row of tiles on the wall so that you will not have cut tiles that will be less than half their original width. This module and layout technique helps you to visualize the locations of your cuts, and it works in both vertical and horizontal applications of tile. Next, you will need to add layout lines on your wall to help keep the tile installation straight and even. The first is your center layout line that is vertical. Measure the width of the shower and divide the measurement in two. This is your measurement to the center point of the wall. Using a level, draw a vertical line. Now, measuring from the edge of the tub, mark a point on the vertical line that is about 1 to 2 inches shorter than your tile dimension. This will allow the tile to be cut on the contour of the tub edge. Draw a bold, level line crossing the vertical line. This will be your horizontal layout line. Using your level, transfer this line to both side walls. Using this technique, you will have a wall layout that is straight, centered, and will help hide any visual imperfections in the wall construction. Now you are ready to begin setting your tiles. Mix your thin set mortar as instructed. In this video, we are using NA3280 Topflex high-strength polymer thin set mortar. Using a square-notched trowel, apply mortar to one of the marked grids and comb it into straight ridges. Press the first few full tiles into place using a slight twisting sliding motion so that it makes good contact with the mortar. Hold a level against your tile and make sure your tile is installed flat on the wall. If the tile is not flat, use a rubber mallet or hands to reposition the tile. Repeat this process until each tile is level. Use tile spacers between tiles to maintain consistent grout joints. Along the bottom line of tiles above the tub, use grout wedges. This allows you to maintain a straight tile line and compensate for variations in the tub edge. After you've done one or two tiles, lift one off and check the back. The mortar should cover the entire surface. If the mortar is uneven or in rows, the troweled ridges on the wall aren't thick enough. Scrape the mortar off the wall and reapply it using a trowel that has larger notches. Work up and out in a stair-stepped pattern. Take your time and work on the wall in manageable 8 to 12 square foot sections. Mark, cut, and set the tiles around the shower arm. If any top or end tiles must be cut, set them aside to be the last ones installed. If any mortar oozes up between the tiles while you're working, clean it up before it dries. If you are installing any soap shelves or accessories, measure and cut these tiles before you install them. Working from the middle out and down, set the rest of the tiles. In some cases, it is helpful to use masking tape to keep the tiles from moving during installation. Each type of mortar has a different curing time. Be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions. Once your mortar has properly cured, remove any support tape, spacers, and wedges. Check your joints for excess mortar, removing any excess with a utility knife by running the blade through the joints. Be sure to remove any excess material off the tile and out of the joints before you grout or caulk. This step will allow the grout and caulk material to fill the joints properly. The result is a consistent color that will complement or accent your tile as desired. Before Before grouting, seal the corners and edges of your tub with an unsanded caulk such as NA5300, specially formulated to match North American grout's colors. To apply the caulk, snip off the tip of the caulk container at a slant to simplify application in corners and edges. Insert the caulk container into a standard caulk gun and apply a thin, steady line of caulk along the corner seams and edge of the tub. Smooth the caulk using a wet finger or sponge and lightly draw it across the caulk line. This will finish the caulk to match the look of the grouted joints and the rest of the tile layout. A bathroom tub surround can be exposed to a barrage of water, staining elements, and strong cleaners. For the best resistance to this environment, we have chosen the stain and chemical-resistant NA4500 Vibrocolor. This epoxy grout has two components. The first component is the liquid binder, parts A and B, which is sold in a kit. The second component is a powdered color additive sold separately in a plastic bag. Refer to the tips and techniques for mixing NA4500 Vibrocolor grout. Using a grout float, apply NA4500 to the tile surface. Avoid digging into the joints as you move the float diagonally across the tiles. Take time to fill all joints with grout, leaving no pinholes and depressions. Refer to the installation instructions for NA4500 regarding the pot life and working time. After you have grouted the entire surface of the shower surround, return to your starting point and begin cleaning off the excess grout from the tile surface. Use a lot of cool, clean water by wringing your sponge over the top of the surface and diagonally wiping with your scrub pad included in kit for parts A and B. Once the excess grout is removed, wipe the tile surface diagonally with your sponge to gently remove loosened grout material and haze. Remember not to rub or grind the sponge into the surface. You want to smooth the grout and clean the tiles. Rinse the sponge frequently in clean water. Repeat this process until the tile is as reflective as glass.